Good morning, class 12 students. Today we will focus on the writing section of English. Today's topic is advertisement. So, before we proceed with today's session, let me just emphasize on this that in order to improve your writing skills, you actually need to have words and information. Because if you have lack of information, you won't be able to write a perfect advertisement or a letter or anything. So, in order to on your writing skills, you need to read. You need to read a lot of things. You need to watch news. You need to read articles. You need to read essays. So, just knowing about what advertisement is and what are its types, it won't help you. The only thing that will help you is when you read lots of advertisements, when you read a newspaper, when you watch news, when you talk to your friends in English, when when you try to be a resourceful person, when you try to get more information. So the silver lining is what you need to do is you need to read more in order to improve your writing skills, because writing is when you just sit to write, and in order to write you need information. And how will you get information? You will only get information when you will read and watch. So that's very important. So let's proceed today's session. Advertisement. We actually the advertisement is divided in two parts. One is classified and the second one is commercial display. There is a fine line difference between classified and commercial advertisement, and this has been my experience that in CBSE, the CBSE usually and mainly ask classified advertisements. So classified advertisement, actually you must have seen the newspaper or the classified newspaper. There is actually a section or a page devoted to these kind of advertisements. They are very short, brief, because these advertisements you have to pay rupees for each and every word. Understand? So and they occupy, let's read the definition here. A classified advertisement in the columns of newspaper and magazine. It is categorized in separate columns, occupies less space, and is more economical, right? So if you write more, you will have to pay extra, and if you write less, it means you have to pay less. This is about the reality. And in your examination, you are supposed to stick to the word limit of 50 words. So what are commercial and display advertisements? They are also advertisement, but you will see it usually appear close to editorial content, although sometimes a bunch of display advertisement may appear together on a page with no articles. It is designed for commercial purposes. It is meant for commercial purposes, and because this is commercial advertisement, you could actually see the image, catchy slogans or language, just to attract the audience or its customer. So classified in the classified advertisement, we don't draw, we don't kind of we don't write any kind of slogans, right? It's very simple and brief. Classified advertisement, they are very simple, brief, and it should contain all the information so that the concerned person will be able to know that what you are asking and what he wants to have. So let's look at the breakup of 3 marks for the question on advertisement writings in class 12th, and these writing skills paper as per CBSE guidelines as follows. So the format, for format you get 1 marks, and for format means it's very important. If it is a letter, if it is an advertisement or a notice, you have to make sure that you don't get the format incorrect, because if you will get your format incorrect, you will lose 1 marks. So You get 1 marks for the right and correct format. And what is the correct format? We'll discuss right below it. And for content, you get 1 marks. For content means whatever is asked in the question, you are supposed to mention it. And expressions is your language accuracy and your vocabulary and the way you are conveying and notifying things. So overall, it is 3 marks. Now, there are some tips that you have to keep in your mind while writing advertisement or drafting a classified advertisement. So when you're writing an advertisement, every word counts. This I have already explained this, that being too vague means if you're unclear, you don't know, if you're too wordy, this will, people will skim your advertisement, they won't read it. So the same writing tenets means opinion apply no matter what type of advertisement you're writing. So with no matter what the type is, you have to stick to the same guidelines, and it should begin with a heading in bold and uppercase letters. So when you're writing your advertisement, make sure you give it a good heading. It should be written in bold and uppercase letters. For example, situation vacant, uh, needed, urgently required, and so and so. Third, the language should be according to the audience we are referring to. For example, if you want to sell something to the youngsters, the word chosen shall be good enough to attract them. It means if audience centered or customer based information it should have. Do not use the if you're do not use very or very words which are very hard to grasp or understand. Do not use the same descriptive characteristics for every type of advertisement. For example, in situation wanted case, calling for receptionist applications, one must use words that are indicative of the personality and communication skills you're looking for. So, this is, we will also do this tip when we will go through a few advertisements. So, it's very important that your descriptive characteristics, it should change according or as per the advertisement. On the other hand, for hiring a tech executive, it is imperative you ask for skills limited to the IT department. For example, he has mentioned that one advertisement is for receptionist and the other advertisement is for hiring a tech executive. So for the receptionist, good looks matter, their personalities matter, and their communication skills. But for IT department, he doesn't have to be attractive or she doesn't have to be attractive, or they must have this the skill that is restricted to the IT department. And do not make full sentences. Yes, you don't have to write full sentences because the word limit is 50, and in real life you actually have to pay for one word. That is why do not make full sentences. You can use commas and conjunctions to add more information. So, order to make your advertisement loaded with the information about the topic, you have to manage your words carefully. Always add contact details in the end, either in the form of contact. So, this also this comes in the format part. Always remember that you must write your contact number, your email or ID, both, or that is very important, because if you have not given your address, not your ID, how will the person be able to talk to you or communicate you or reach you? Always remember, nowhere in the answer you are required to mention your own personal details. You are not supposed to mention your personal details. It will either be mentioned in the question, or if it is not mentioned, you can use ABC, and you can use any mobile number. Even you can use 1 to 3, 1 to 10. It should always be in a box made with sharpened pencil, and always use box for your advertisement, because in newspapers you will see that every advertisement is contained in a box, proper box. So take care of this. It should be neat, clean, with good presentation. Practice a lot of advertisement, because practice makes the man, woman, for that matter, perfect. I have already mentioned, I have already emphasized on the fact that in order to master this skill, you need to write more, you need to listen, you need to read. Now let's look at a few types of advertisements. One we have here is situation vacant. This advertisement is written by an employer who is looking for the services of a person in this organization. So you can use this heading for an advertisement where an employer is looking for a staff or a worker. Now we have situation wanted. Situation wanted is, it is written by someone who is looking for a job. For sale, if the in this advertisement the writer is trying to sell his property, assets, office or goods. Then we have to let. To let is when you look for tenants, when you let out your property for a temporary basis or on lease. And then we have accommodation wanted. It is written by the ones who are looking for a place for accommodation. If you're looking for an accommodation, you will write such kind of advertisement. And matrimonials means where you're looking for a bride or a bridegroom. Missing is for when you write these advertisements when somebody is missing, either a dog or a person, or uh, you know you may also have to write an advertisement in order to identify an unidentified dead body. So there is more to that. So that's all we have. I mean, these are the different types of advertisements. Now let's study them, their value points and their types. Okay, so we have a few advertisements here. Let's read them and understand the value points, because value points are very important. If you have written all the value points, then you will surely get 1 marks. If you miss or skip any value point, you may lose your marks. So that is why it is very important that you mention everything. Suppose let me just highlight or maximize the screen for you. So this advertisement is actually asking, either it is asking for a bride. There is a bridegroom and he's looking for a bride. So you will give it a very suitable heading. You can write matrimonial and looking for a matrimony you can write. So, and also you can write suitable bride required. So these are the information that a bridegroom needs to add. Handsome smart boy, well settled in business, job, income, education, property, complexion, age, height, caste, religion, community, family, background, and type of marriage. You can actually skip this one, type of marriage, early marriage, simple marriage. You don't need to write, but the important thing is that you need to write about his business, his income, education, and his complexion, and his caste and religion. These are very important, and make sure you mention your address and contact number. And see, this side we have application are invited by Ready Business Service, a division of Ready Finance Limited, for the post of head HR in Hyderabad. This is for head situation vacant. So what will be the heading? Situation vacant. And how you will so this is what you have to include, that applicant should be around 35 years of age, postgraduate in HR, minimum 5 years of experience, HR functions, conversant with the best HR practices in the industry, apply with with full particulars, and the emoluments expected within a week to Chief HR Manager, Ready Business Services, Ternaka, Hyderabad. So these are the information you can include if all the qualities and the qualification that he must have to be head HR in Hyderabad. And also you need to mention about the salary, the perks. Perks means in a company you will get all the allowance. So you can say handsome salary with all perks. So you can write PERKS, perks. Now let's look at the different type. Number of bedrooms. This is for, either you're selling or renting out. So even if you're selling and even if you're renting out your apartment, you can actually add these kind of information, because even in when you're renting out and even if you're selling your house, they actually need to know how the bedrooms and the facilities in your house. But make sure you must not write if it is for rent, you should not write for sale. For sale is when you want to sell it, and to let is when you just want to rent it out for temporary basis. So what are the information that you need to include? Number of bedrooms. Yeah, you can write 2 BHK, 3 BHK, right? Drawing come dining room, lawn and garden. Types of kitchen. So this actually comes under a 2 BHK or 3 BHK flat is available for all the basic amenities. What you need to write: condition, where the condition, water supply, electricity supply, locality, it is adjacent to shopping mall, vastu approved, proper ventilated, price negotiable, and your contact number. This is again for a for matrimonial purpose. A reputed family based in South India is looking for a suitable alliance from an educated and cultural family for their fair and handsome 5636. So they have mentioned aged and height. Their qualification: a postgraduate. His qualification: a postgraduate in economics, and his experience: his own business successfully since the last 5 years in Delhi. And they have also mentioned their requirement for the girl. The girl should be good looking, tall, fair, and well educated with strong personal and family values. Now, when you are selling your vehicle, when it was made, model of the vehicle, year of manufacture, its color, accessories like with accessories or not, alloy wheel or not, how many kilometers covered, insurance, ownership details, and the price. And this is for identification. Found a bag full of professional certificates in a bus from Yamunanagar. You can start this advertisement like all the general public informed, or you can simply write identification, and you can start writing like found a bag full of professional certificates in a bus from Yamunanagar to Delhi. Whosoever has lost it may claim by identifying the contents. So this is very important line which you need to remember or understand. Whosoever has lost it may claim, or by identifying the contents and by providing authentic proof of ownership. If nobody claims the bag by 25 to 2015, it will be handed over to the senior inspector, ISBT Delhi. Contact Vikas and the contact number. And in this uh, type of advertisement, children, they make this mistake. Actually, they write all the details of the bag and its contents, but don't do this. If you will mention each and every detail, everybody will come in order to claim it, right? So there are actually, so this is what you need to look after. And this is for for plot, and this is again for car. A black Maruti Polo 2008 1.3cc is available for immediate sale. Completed, yeah, covered 27,000 kilometer, 789. VIP number that you can mention. It is not compulsory, but you can mention. Sparingly used means it is in a good condition. Fitted with brand tires, that is what you need to remember. Brand fitted with brand new tires and alloy wheels. Latest Panasonic music system with CD players. 1000-volt amplifier, woofer, speaker, mileage, AC, non-dealer, please. So these are the information that you have to carefully look. You need to look carefully. So now let's move ahead. Description of articles found withhold vital details for identification. Invite the owner. I think we have just done this type identification. Old woman named Anam, age 67, is air missing. This is for missing person. So for the heading you can write missing person, and you can start by writing that old person name, her age, and the date, her height, what she was wearing, and the last time it was seen, where it was lost, in which jurisdiction, and also mention that informal will be rewarded, will be suitably rewarded. So these kind of so you have to include everything, all which I have just mentioned. And then there we have obituary. Obituaries for deceased person, name of the deceased and family background, date and cause of death, time and venue of last prayer. There are funeral ceremonies. We usually come across for sale, for situation vacant, situation wanted, but we have to go through each and every type. Okay, so that's all we have for today. We have a variety of advertisements. I recommend that you go through them, and in case you want to have a look at these varieties of advertisement, I recommend that you buy English newspaper and just go through this section. You will get to know a lot of words. Your vocabulary will be enriched, and you will have better idea that and also you will find a lot of categories of this advertisement. So that's all for today, everyone. In case you have any question, you can approach, and please, I want each and every one of you to complete your homework and submit it. Don't skip it because it's very important. Thank you.